Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. and I make videos all about making and selling candles. And in today's video, I have another video where I'm just going to have some footage of me making some wax melt sample packs. I know I put candle in the title, but these are essentially kind of like candles. You can kind of watch me do this as I go. So in my last video, I had a couple comments of people saying that they kind of wish that I would mention what I was doing while I was doing it in the video. And in my last voiceover video where I was making candles, I actually was not watching the footage while I was recording, but now I am. So I'm just basically taking these little clear stickers and I'm putting it on the backside of these little plastic molds for the wax melt samples. And this way I'm able to flip it over and see where I'm supposed to be pouring, although you can kind of see that I made a little helpful guide to the left right over there to help me. This process actually takes quite a long time to do. I just had to order some more of these stickers and I get these from Online Labels. So they are the clear round, I believe these are 1-inch stickers. They're the clear ones. And when I first made my first batch of these, I actually didn't do this and I just had my guide right there that I would check every time that I was going to be pouring, and this kind of helps me even though it's backwards on it, it still helps me a lot. So I flipped it over and I'm going to be using this confectionery funnel. My friend Jessie from Soy Jessie Messy, she actually got this for me and it is amazing, you guys. I had seen some other candle makers use it, but it helps to be super precise on something really small like this. So if you guys are working with little wax melt samples or even tea lights, this would be super helpful. So I just go through and I fill up each one of them with the wax that I'm working with a sample. And I literally, you guys, I had to go through and make each scent after I was done with a scent. So these all hold 12 individual scents, and every time I was done, I had to use my heat gun, heat up the confectionery funnel, and then also my pouring pitcher, wipe it clean so that I'm trying not to contaminate all of the scents together, and do it again. So it did use up a lot of paper towels doing it this way. That's why I like to make a good amount of these at once. I have some more of these coming in the mail that I had ordered a little while ago. Actually, you know what? I think I probably have it. I think it's just in a box in my living room that I didn't open up yet. Do you guys get so many packages too? Sometimes I get, a knock at the door or the doorbell rings and it's a package and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it's probably something for me that I ordered that I don't even remember. But yeah, typically I would like to make a lot of these at once because I am having to switch out the scents so much and it takes a good amount of time to do this, but it actually takes less time than tea lights did. Tea lights were the absolute worst, and as cute as they were such a pain to make. I just did not have fun making them, and these are so much more fun to make, and I love the look of them while they're when I have everything packaged up. I love the way that they look. And in this next clip, I think, yeah, so I noticed there was a tiny little green thing, like almost like a little tiny confetti piece, although I don't have any confetti in my house, so I just fished it out with a little toothpick, and I'm just going through, and honestly, it's so much fun to just watch all the little cavities being filled up. I love rewatching this, and filming it was a lot of fun too. As with the last video, I had so much fun filming this one because I was able to listen to music or listen to YouTube videos in the background, and I can just mute the audio and then talk over it and just kind of, have more of a close-up view so you guys can see. And that's exactly what I do. I make it in the pouring pitcher and then I pour it directly into the confectionery funnel. If you guys use a confectionery funnel and you know that you can pour, do you mix in there? Do you mix all the fragrance oil and the wax together in there? Or do you have a pouring pitcher and then you pour all of that into the funnel? I'm not sure. I've just been doing it in the pitcher and then pouring it in. I don't know if that's the harder way to do it though, like the longer way around it. So these little 12 cavity little molds, they're actually called artisan candy boxes, and I get them from clearboxes.com. However, they are always sold out. So if I end up really liking these and they do really well on my website when I launch, I'll probably try to outsource these on like Alibaba or something to see if I can get them for cheaper, and so they're not always sold out, because I've had a lot of you guys, when I posted my photo on these, tell me that how do I get them because they're always sold out, and I am right there with you guys. Most of the time, whenever you guys ask me how I get things, they're always sold out, what do I do? I stalk websites like crazy. So there is no secret. There is no, magic formula or magic thing that I do to be able to get all of these supplies. A lot of this stuff like my jars, I'm so nervous to run out of my jars because I'm really dwindling down on the boxes that I have. And I'm really nervous to run out of those, but they have been sold out of California Candle Supply for so long. But I just stalk websites, you guys. I check multiple times a day. I double check, every single day if I'm looking for something that's out of stock and I need it to be available. I just will stalk websites and see when it's available. And it's basically just as simple as that. I just try to put forth the effort to check as often as possible. Or you could always email the company, although I'm sure they get tons of emails all the time, asking when things are back in stock. So, I just really just look every day and see if they post any updates. And then right here, I'm putting together all of these boxes. They're pretty easy to put together, although I kind of have to open them up a little bit more. So I kind of like to slide them over and try to get them open, and putting them through, like tucking them under. I had a couple of them that gave me a little bit of trouble, but for the most part, they were pretty easy to put together. And I love the look when you guys see in the next clip or two, when I start putting the actual all of the wax melts inside. I just love the look of it. I think it is so beautiful. I love it. I love labeling these. They are so, so beautiful, and I absolutely love them. And that's why I hate when they're out of stock all the time, because I really am trying, in my head, I think, I want to switch over to using something other than the regular plastic clamshell molds. And yes, I know that this also has plastic in it, but I, for some reason, feel like it's less plastic because it's a little bit thinner than the clamshell molds. And I feel like it's just less plastic, so I feel like moving towards that would be a little bit better. Or even doing those cute little they're like the candy bar snap wax melts, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I really kind of want to look into getting one of those, getting even like a custom mold. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute. Like if each little rectangle said Memory Box Candle Co on it. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Sometimes my ideas in my head though, I really want to get so many things custom made, but it's so much more expensive to do it that way. So I really have to be careful when I'm thinking about doing all of these customization things, because I know how expensive it can be, because a lot of times you have to outsource that stuff from China. And I'm like, oh man, like I need to make sure that I don't just kind of go crazy with that, because there goes all of my money. There goes my budget for my whole business. So one thing I did want to mention in this video, because I know that I will get so many comments asking about how I do it, of how I actually do the formulas and all of that kind of stuff with filling up these molds. So what I did was I took a mold that I had filled up. So I had filled up some samples, because this is kind of how I make my samples too, is I fill these up. And it's not a lot of wax. I want to say it's less than a fourth of an ounce. So I believe it's about 6.8 or something like that, 6.7 or 6.8 grams of wax, or 0.23 ounces per little square, in my experience of pouring these. So what I did was I knew that I was making 12 of these full ones. So there's 12 cavities, and I was making a total of 12 of them. And what I did was I multiplied 6.8 by 12. I got my number. And then as I was going through, I was kind of adjusting, because sometimes I would feel like I had a little bit too much left over. Sometimes I felt like I didn't have enough, and I just kind of had to keep adjusting. But I did the same percentage that I would in a wax melt. So all of these have 15% fragrance oil in them. Even though they're teeny tiny, you can still do whatever fragrance oil percentage you want because it's a percentage of the wax. So it's not going to be a ton of fragrance oil. It sounds like 15% for something this tiny is a lot, but you want to do whatever you typically do with your candle or your wax melt that you're doing, whatever sample size you're doing. You want to make sure that you're still doing that percentage because you want it to be an accurate representation of what the actual product is. So you don't want to take it down to like 7 or 8% just to save on fragrance oil, because then it's not going to be an accurate representation of your product. And realistically, I think it was only a total of, I think I did 10 grams of fragrance oil and 72 grams of wax, and that filled up 12 of the cavities. So it's less than a gram of fragrance oil per little cavity. So you can kind of think about it like that. And this is my favorite part of the whole process, is taking these little stickers. And this size right here is the same size that I use for my 10s. So these are 1.25 inch by 3.75 inches. And these are glossy white labels that I get from online labels. And all of my labels I get blank. They're just completely white, and I print on them, and I get them from online labels. So I just really like the look of them. And for the longest time, I knew I wanted to do something with these little craft candy artisan boxes, but I didn't know exactly how I wanted to go about doing it, if I wanted to switch over completely from my wax melts. But I'd already made so many wax melts, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to switch over completely just yet, but that's something I may do in the future. But I really like the idea of having kind of a best sellers sample pack so that later on in the future I can keep adjusting and keep changing it, and whatever is the best seller at the time is, you know, what I'm going to switch it out as. But yeah, labeling is always my favorite part of the process. I absolutely love it. Just seeing it all put together just always makes me so happy. But I think I am coming down to the end of this video. So I think I'm going to end it here. I know today was kind of a shorter video, but I will definitely make more videos like this because, as you guys know, I love to talk and I love showing you how I make my items. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to leave this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.